Hello, my name is Christopher. I'm here with the brand new Volvo EX40 model year 2026, which means that it has the new user interface in its middle screen. And it's not just this car that will get it, it's also the EC40, the Volvo V60 and the V90 model year 2026, and 2.5 million other Volvo cars that already runs the Google Automotive system in the cars will also get this new user interface in an over-the-air update. Let's talk about this. For model year 2026, it's not just the new user interface, it's also new hardware, because behind this screen we have a new Qualcomm processor that should make the user interface more responsive and up to performance really. And this is something that the old models will not get because they will still have the same hardware, so it's only for model year 2026. Something we don't get is the new screens that we see in the XC60 and the XC90. We still have the smaller screen here that we had before, so the user interface will have to be adapted to the smaller screen. And I think we should start with talking about the user interface, because I think that's what most people are interested in. Afterwards, I think we can talk more about the EX40 that I have here, the twin motor performance. One last thing about the news for model year 2026 for the electric vehicles EC40 and EX40 is plug and charge, which is now available using the Volvo charging subscription at Ionity charging stations. Let's talk more about this user interface. And here we have the new user interface for all new Volvo cars. First we have the Google Maps at the top here, we have two widgets, and then we have some buttons down below here as well. That can also change depending on what we are using, or what car think we need, should I say, at this given time. And then at the bottom we have the menu for climate control and stuff. We can just take a look at that. Here we go to 2021. If I remember correctly, it's 0.5 as well, but here in the new system it's just whole numbers, 2021 and so forth. Here we have the climate control, nothing major there. We have air quality, timers and such. But the thing is, with this new screen, we have the widgets here. Here we have the media. We have the phone, but I can also press this button to remove them. And then we have the largest map we can have in this new system. There's no way to fill up the whole screen. It's still the same Google Maps. We can just navigate to whatever, and it will plan our route and also plan with charges if we need to. As you can see, I have satellite mode activated, but I can also go up here and somewhere here, turn off satellite, and I get the other view back if I prefer it that way. Here I have a button for driving modes, so I can quickly change it to performance per se, and this car will then do 0 to 100 in 4.6 seconds. We'll talk more about that later, and change some of the other car features that we have. Then I just did a reverse, so the car thinks that I want to have the camera. This is the full 360, but I can also have the rear camera as this. Go back home. We have Google Assistant, still the same voice assistance as we have before. Tell me a joke.
Why can't a bicycle stand on its own? It's too tired.
That was super fun. We have some apps here that the car thinks that I want right now, and one of them is the range assistant, which we haven't had before, nothing new there. And for the apps itself, there really isn't anything new. Can go into more apps here. We have the App Store, and we have all the apps that we have had before. It's just that it looks a bit different. And especially if you go to settings, you can clearly see that it is a different kind of settings. Sure, you can do it on the home screen as well, but here you can also see how familiar it looks compared to the EX30 and EX90, for example. We have all these menus, and we can go into driving, and we have more menus, and if we want to see everything we can go to view all, and then we get the full menu of that category. So that is basically how we're going to navigate the new system. Go into a top category, we then scroll down to whatever we want to, like lights and display. We could click on view all and we get all the settings. To be honest, I think this requires quite a lot of clicks. I think this could have been done better, but this is what it is. And we still have all the same features and functions as we had before. Here in the 2026 model, we have the plug and charge active, or well, now it's inactive, but we have it here, so we can use that. Then we have status on one side, which we have seen before. You can take a look at the tire pressure. Everything looks good. That's nice. Car has been going just about 1,000 kilometers right now. Scrolling to the other side, we have quick controls. Here we have some of other settings. Volvo has decided that these are the settings that we should have here. We cannot change that ourselves. If I hold in, nothing will happen. And quick controls, we want to get there quickly. So we are on the home screen, we can just click on this Volvo car here in the corner and we get it up. So that's how you navigate the new screen. You can scroll down for notifications and such. That's basically how it is. Let's talk more about the Volvo EX40. One new thing about the model year 2026 is this color, the sand dune that we first saw on the EX90, but now it come down to the EX40 as well. But other than that, it's really not much to talk about, because here we have the same 410 liters that we've always had in the EX40 or XC40. What I absolutely love is this handy dandy divider that allows you to lock your items in place much easier than if you didn't have it. Something I really miss on my current cars, or any car really that I have been driving since I had my own EX40 once upon a time. We have towing bar here, semi-electric, 1800 kilos on this four-wheel drive version. If you have the rear-wheel drive, it's 1500 kilos. And did I mention, in the front we have a frunk of 31 liters, even if we have the twin performance. Also, the rear is what it's always been, small doors. You can fit as a person 180 centimeters long, but not that much more. When it comes to driving, there really isn't much new to say in this new EX40, because it still drives as other EX40 has been doing in the past. We still have the same specifications. That was upgraded a couple of years ago with an 82 kilowatt hour battery and gross capacity 79 in net. We have a system effect of 325 kilowatts or 442 horsepower in this twin motor performance. And if you go for the rear wheel drive, the extended range version, which is kind of the one I recommend for most people, you have 885 kilowatts or 252 horsepower. The WLTP range is also different, depending on what configuration you choose, of course. 533 kilometers with the all-wheel drive, at least here in Sweden, I should say. The Swedish version of the EX40 is at 533 kilometers. And if you go for the extended range, you get 567 kilometers instead. But WLTP is one thing, real life is another, we all know that. I took this car from Uppsala down to Jönköping and then back. It's a total trip of about 800 kilometers, and I ended up with a consumption of 2.1 kilowatt hours per 10 kilometers. I started in Uppsala with 100% in the battery, and when I had been driving 320 kilometers, I had 10% left in the battery, and then I need to stop and charge. This car charges pretty good in the beginning. It charges at maximum 205 kilowatts. 10 to 80 should be about 28 minutes according to Volvo. I wasn't able to reach that because of the charging limitations, unfortunately. But my two stops when I went down and then I went back home was for 32 minutes for the first time at yellow Renault 5. It looks so good. And 28 minutes when I went back home, and then I didn't start at 10% exactly. I started like 15 or 16%. So about 350 kilometers with 100% in the battery, depending on the speed. But this was 110, 120 motorway. I would have expected better, to be honest. If I use 90% of a battery in a car in summer with nice weather, 20 plus degrees, I expect to go at least 350 kilometers. I didn't. That's why I would suggest the extended range model. As this is the twin performance, I have the performance mode and I have activated it now. And what happens is basically the same thing as with any other EV, except the extreme ones like 5N and such from Hyundai. We have the steering feels a bit heavier, as it should, and also in the gas pedal you can feel it's more responsive. I've always liked the calibration that Volvo does with their gas pedal in the EX40 and EC40, and I still like it here, but it's no magic button that makes the EX40 a fun car to drive. It's still very much just a nice car to sit in and enjoy, but not enjoy driving. So I think that is a difference, and when we have people on the road we should definitely take it slow here. What's the point? Yeah, could ask that. But then we push on and whoa, the road is not super good here, but the car isn't either, and you sit very high, which makes it feel like you're sitting on, I don't know what the English word is. Well, since no one is behind me and I have straight here, I could just do it. Now I get have someone behind me, so let's see, 4.6 seconds. Yeah, it's an EV. You know how it goes. The Volvo EX40 has starting to become quite an old car now, and especially if we count in electric car years, because the development goes so fast. This car has quite stopped in time, but that's also what I enjoy with it. It still feels like a car. You still have the old Volvo steering wheel that is so nice to use. You still have the old Volvo seats that is so nice to sit in. Yes, this was the cheapest Volvo you could buy when it was launched, and you can notice that in the interior there's still a lot of plastic here and there. It's not up to par with the EX90 or the XC60 or the XC90, but it shouldn't be either. It is a smaller car, it should be a cheaper car. I like this car a lot, and I still think it's the best Volvo electric car we have at this moment, because the EX30 and the EX90, well, they exist, let me tell you that. But I would go for the EX40 or I would go for the EC40, to be honest, if I were to buy a Volvo electric car today. Let me know what you think about this new user interface, about the new EX40, about the new color in the comments below. And maybe we'll see each other in another video. Goodbye.